First of all, congratulations on your result in China. Brilliant stuff. Congratulations also on the Australians in the US Masters Golf. I don't know if you were following that, but it's unbelievable, the Australians in sport at the moment.
Yeah. Thanks, Peter. Yeah, it was my seventh place is not quite living up to a Masters standard from Mr. Scott. It was very good on his behalf. But yeah, we had a pretty good weekend, I think.
Oh, you had your best weekend ever, really, didn't you, in that sense? And I know you must be excited now because you're in Bahrain, where last year you had a great qualified sixth, I think. But the thing that I thought was most interesting is that you didn't actually look or seem to be that confident after Friday practice in China.
Yeah, it was. I think Friday, in terms of our speed, I don't think we thought we were going to be, running in seventh on Saturday or Sunday. I think at that stage we were lingering outside the top 10, but probably weren't there yet. But yeah, we made some changes Friday night, and I think it really helped us a lot for Saturday. And it was great. We were quick in qualifying, but managed to back it up in the race. And I think we were genuinely, the seventh quickest car. I think we did well, and it's not like we lucked into it. I think Rosberg was the only guy in front that retired from memory. So it was a pretty good run for us.
Yeah, well, whilst on that subject, of course, you had a little bit to do with Nico's race early on. Just tell us about that. It wasn't captured that well by television, so what you tell us, we will believe, Dan.
No worries. It's I'll be honest. It was my mistake. I chopped a bit of the front wing off my car. So it was, I think, lap 4. It was at the time where Rosberg started to drop back a bit. Grosjean had just passed him, and I had a good exit out of turn 6, and got had a bit of a slipstream and got on the curves as well, and just mistimed it. I had basically a bigger toe than I expected, and I pulled out a little bit too late and clipped his wheel with the front of my wing, the corner of my wing, which chopped a big part of it off. So that lap for me was the box and change the front wing and go back out there. So I could see the debris fly off, and I was sure I damaged the wing, but I was actually surprised I didn't cut his tyre. So I was actually pleased I didn't, because it was my fault, and I would have felt a bit guilty. So that was I paid for my mistake.
Well, you recovered beautifully. But just to tidy up on that incident, you said it was coming out of turn 6. Now, the map that I refer to, the FIA map, obviously turn 7 is that very, very quick left-hander. So you're saying that it was on the approach to that very fast left-hander, and you were looking maybe to pass going into that quick corner?
Yeah. So I had better traction out of the hairpin, so the right-hander. So yeah, turn 6 hairpin. And I remember I had a good run, and I was planning to go to the inside, but he covered it. And then, as I said, by the time I pulled to the outside, I pulled out too late. So whether I had enough momentum to then make the pass stick, I think it would have been close. But yeah, I mucked it up for myself before then.
Well, what I was leading on to saying is that it is quite an unusual place to want to pass somebody, but nothing wrong with that. But it suggests, of course, that you were obviously pretty happy also with your car on that fast corner in turn 7. And if you could perhaps elaborate a little bit on how good, or maybe compared with, say, other circuits, other races, how good the car did feel on that quick corner there.
Yeah, we definitely made big improvements in China, and the one thing we needed was reliability, particularly from the exhaust issue we had, and the team seemed to have definitely got that sorted, and maybe found a bit more performance at the same time. So we ticked off 2 boxes, in China, which was really good, and obviously we got to continue it now. One weekend or one off is not good enough, so we want to see how we fare in Bahrain, and then the rest of the races coming up. But it was good, and I think with at that stage of the race we were looking pretty good on the tyres. It was only lap 4, but I definitely saw Nico was already suffering with a bit of degradation, and as you said, it's a bit of an unusual place to pass, but I had better traction, and just I think it was the right moment to try and capitalise. because Grosjean had already, I think, passed him a couple of corners before and
Yeah.
pulled away already quite a bit.
Yeah, and speaking of Grosjean, I mean, in terms of where you were definitely in Grosjean Hulkenberg territory, as you say, perhaps even higher than that in China, which is a great thing. And the other point is that you've managed to sustain how good that car is in terms of top speed as well. You were quick in the traps all weekend and in the race, and that's been a hallmark of the car all year. And to some extent, we were chatting about this last week, it's a bit of a hallmark of James Key's cars, because the Force India was always very quick in the straight line too.
Yeah, it's the plan, I guess, really to still, not sacrifice too much downforce in the corners and whatever, and keep that speed on the straight with less amounts of drag. So we definitely had a good compromise around China, and it worked well for us. The setup we had and our race pace. Yeah, as we saw, it was definitely competitive, with no strings attached. So
Yeah.
we definitely want to consistently try and produce that now, and try and improve as well. 7th is a great result for the team, but there's still 6 more places we can get. So
Well,
that's where we're looking.
it's great to hear you talking that way. A lot of talk about obviously degradation and the soft tyre and the option, and how few laps you can get out of it in China. But can I just ask you, when you were getting the grip out of that option tyre, i.e. in Q3, in terms of your lap, how good does that tyre feel when it's actually giving you that sort of level of grip?
Mate, it does. The tyre definitely does perform very well when the grip's there, whether it's for a lap or a lap and a half, depending. But no, it's.
But is it difficult to build up to that, though, to anticipate how quickly you can go in terms of depth into the corner and obviously application of power?
Yeah, the grip the option was giving us in China caught us by surprise. The lap time difference between the prime and the option was 2 seconds. For some guys even more, which is a massive difference, and to anticipate that before actually using the tyre, it's hard to. So, in FP2, when we first put the option on, you push a bit harder than the prime, but it's pretty much as the lap continues, you start to understand how much it's got, and you build up during that lap. But obviously, then come qualifying, you've got to completely trust it. And by that stage, we knew though it was good already out of the box and on the first lap. So you just go into the first corner committed, and then the grip is definitely good for that one lap. It was impressive.
You got the hard and the medium in Bahrain. How do you see those two pairing out?
I think it's obviously it's the most conservative choice that can be made for tyres. The 2 hardest compounds. So Bahrain is going to have some hot track temperatures, and that normally can lead to some degradation. So I think it's probably not a bad call to have the harder medium. We're going to have to see how it evolves, but I don't think it should be too indifferent to what we've had.
No, I mean, one imagines that given, there's always talk about dust on the track as well and the wind and so forth, that on Friday, FP1, FP2, there's going to be quite a lot of talk about lack of grip, I guess. But, like all weekends, the track's going to rubber in, and it's going to be a question of predicting and anticipating what the circuit's going to be like halfway through the race. Yeah,
definitely. That's the main thing, I guess, with Bahrain. I noticed last year is FP1 was Friday morning practice. Not much grip, mainly due to the dust, and I guess the track probably isn't used that much as well. But it definitely ramps up, and by the end of the weekend, there's good grip on the circuit. So you've just got to evolve with the track in terms of setup. You've got to anticipate what it will be like for the next session and the next day, and it makes it interesting. What might work for your car. In that particular session you're in, may not be the key for qualifying or for the race. So you definitely got to look ahead and anticipate. So these are things which experience and coming back a second time here will help out a bit, I think. So that's nice.
Well, as I say, you must be looking forward to it, and I can't think that you're in any way sorry that you've got this race back to back with China as well, because when you've got a result like that, you can move straight on to the next one, and it's a circuit on which you went so well last year in qualifying.
Yeah, definitely. I enjoy back to backs. I think it's good to sort of keep momentum going, particularly if you've come off a good first weekend in the series. But generally I like to sort of keep the rhythm and keep flowing. So I enjoy it, and it's good. We had a quick car in China, and it hasn't given the other teams too much time in between the races. Throw too many parts on.
Good.
So it should hopefully work in our favour.
And how was the trip from China to Bahrain?
Yeah, we flew. We couldn't get. There wasn't too many good flight options, so we had an indirect flight Sunday night. So that there was not much time to let the race soak in. It was pretty much straight after the engineers briefing, hotel, shower, and then to the airport. So it was okay, mate. I mean, that's how it is. That's travelling in Formula One for you.
Yeah.
But, it was a pretty lengthy trip actually. I didn't realise how long it is. You think the countries are closer, but no, it was a good. What was it all up? Yeah, probably a good 14-hour trip.
And finally, Daniel, our other guest, Jonathan Jacobazzi, wants me to say hi to you. He's a big fan, and he said something along the lines of he's got another pizza lined up for you, or something like that. I don't know what it was.
Yeah. Oh, he showed me pretty much the best pizza place I've ever been to in my life. So, unfortunately, that's been closed down. It was in Monza, and that's good news though. It sounds like he's found another one. So, good on him. Thanks, Jonathan.
Okay, thanks so much for joining us. I know you've got a hectic schedule. You're working out probably tomorrow morning. What is the schedule tomorrow? Actually, yeah, I saw you. What is your schedule tomorrow morning? Just a matter of interest.
Mate, tomorrow morning is just some, as you said, working out, a little bit of training. You don't want to do too much, particularly the week of a race, but after a back-to-back as well. You just want to try and stay healthy more than anything and stay fresh. So just some light training just to, keep some energy into the body. But then in the afternoon I'll have some meetings with the engineers and sort out the plan for the weekend.
Good stuff, mate. Well, all the best, and again, congratulations on that brilliant result. I hope you build on it in Bahrain and continue to build on it as the season goes. To you and the team, Scuderia Toro Rosso, thank you so much.
Thanks, Peter. Cheers, guys. Appreciate it.